Hey, what's going on, guys? So I know I haven't made any videos about Weekend 2 or Ground War up until today because, man, oh man, this beta, Weekend 2's beta and work fell in the wrong place. I worked Thursday, Saturday, and Monday, so I was very limited on what I could actually play of this beta. But during that time, I was actually getting a lot of content. I was recording a lot of footage for you guys to be able to show different videos, different perspectives about kind of what was going on in Ground War and to give you, and that's kind of the reason why I wasn't making any videos during that time. But now that I've started my 4-day weekend, I can give you guys my thoughts and opinion about what I thought about Ground War. And to first off, just say this. I actually really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy Ground War. Now, you guys know that I really did not enjoy Weekend 1. I think there's a lot of issues that this game still has, and it continues to add it into Weekend 2. There was a very limited things that Infinity Ward fixed from Weekend 1 to Weekend 2, but my overall impression of Ground War was something that I actually really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the chaos. I really enjoyed the atmosphere, the amount of combats and conflicts you got into while you were actually traversing the map, and it was just something that, man, this is what I've been really wanting. This is something that I've been really striving for in a first-person shooter, and I'm glad that Ground War has done it. Yes, there are still a lot of things that in Ground War need to be fixed, but that also goes all for the overall game, that there's a lot of issues, a lot of glaring issues that people have with the overall beta that I really do hope that Infinity Ward does fix over time with kind of what's going on with their game, with about a month left before it's released. So again, really did enjoy the Ground War. I'm going to go over some of the things that I liked, didn't like, and let you kind of know what my opinion is going forward with this game mode. But overall, I do plan on playing Ground War pretty much as like one of the best ways to rank up, not only your weapon, but your ranks from what it seems like, at least in this beta, but something that's just overall really entertaining that I just had a really great time. So overall, had a great time. Sad that the beta's gone, but I want to give you guys my opinion about what I think. And let's first off start with kill streaks. Now, a lot of people have been actually saying they don't want kill streaks in Ground War, get rid of them, they don't belong here. And I'm like, look, dude, kill streaks are the reason why I played this game. This is the reason why I played Modern Warfare, is to get the kill streaks, get the cluster missile, get the, the Volt, get the gunship, get the attack chopper, all this stuff. This is the reason why I play Modern Warfare, and I'm happy that they're actually in Ground War. I mean, hell, it does kind of make it feel a little bit more fair at some points in times between people camping up top on the ridgeline, just like you saw, or some of the vehicles that are around the map that I feel like you can't really get a good grasp on trying to defeat. But with these kill streaks, it does make it feel like some of these fights are a little bit even, just because of the different playstyles, different things, the layout of the maps, the way that people are traversing around. I really do enjoy the kill streaks. I'm really happy that they're there. However, the one thing that I do think it's very funny about the kill streaks is I really do feel like some of them need a buff. I mean, look, I think, granted, some of these kill streaks have gotten a buff, like the attack chopper, the Volt, stuff like that, I think has had their health increased just because the amount of players that can actually shoot it down and kind of attack them. But when it comes to, like, the Wilson or the gunship, the Wilson, man, that thing is a hard thing to maneuver around. If you ever unlock that kill streak, the Wilson was a really bad thing to kind of maneuver around the map, and it was really difficult, at least in my opinion. The weapons on it weren't really that powerful in my opinion, but again, that might be one thing that they might be looking forward to, maybe pushing up a buff to that. But then also too, going after the gunship. Now, you will see some gunship gameplay in this video, but man, oh man, look, the gunship is really nice. I think it's really cool. I really enjoyed it. However, the field of view that it has, the attack view that it has, is very limited, mostly just to the middle of the map. So if you have people on the outskirts, you really can't go after them, because mostly those are going to be the people that actually go and attack your gunship. But then also too, the very funny thing is that it doesn't really last very long. I mean, look, for it being a really high kill streak, it lasts maybe 45 seconds. I was really hoping for it to be lasting a little bit longer than that. Maybe a minute and 30 seconds. I don't know, but man, I really did feel like, working up to that kill streaks, earning it, working really hard to do it. I really did feel like it did not last very long. So again, I do see that, going towards, basic multiplayer with 6v6 or 10v10, the gunship kind of felt right. But at least in Ground War, I felt like it just, I was wanting a little bit more. Wanted a little bit more out of my gunship, especially for how hard it is to get it. Let's talk about doors. Doors have been the biggest thing that I feel like Infinity Ward has been like, oh my god, we got doors here, we got doors here. They open, they close, you smash them, no peek into them, whatever. Look, again, I think with the way that the beta is kind of going on, and again, I think this is going to be one of those things that is fixed. If you play this game, you're going to see some doors open, some doors close. Maybe that'll be on your screen, maybe it won't be on the enemy screen, but the doors in this, the door mechanics are just very goofy, and I kind of actually hate that the doors are actually in this game mode because it does make it very I don't know, inconsistent or just confusing what's going on. I've had some kill cams where the door is shut on the enemy's kill cam, but on my screen it was open. It's just weird stuff. And again, I know it's a beta, but for some reason the doors just irked me so much. And I'd love to know from you, again, with how much they've actually were building up the doors in this game. Do you find them as goofy as I do in this? All right, let's talk about tanks and the APC. Look, the tanks and the APC, I totally understand what they're going with this. And again, it's making it feel more ground warish. It's making it a bigger competitor to Battlefield, and I totally understand kind of where they're coming from. I love it that the APC is something that you can drive around, and it being a mobile spawn point. I really do enjoy that. The Bradley tank that they have in this is a little obnoxious because of the pretty much the one-hit kills that it can do, and especially if you have one of those tanks, one of the Bradley tanks that are actually on top of the hill that overlooks the entire map, and it's just one-shotting people from distances here and there. It does get a little bit of annoying. So one of the things that I wish that Infinity Ward would do kind of going forward with the APC, or even just at least the Bradley tank alone, is just making them either weaker to take out or making them deal less damage to players. Look, I've tried to take out these tanks. They are hard as hell to go after, and I understand the intent of they're wanting multiple players to go after them, but just as a solo person, because really not that many people were actually carrying rocket launchers in this game mode. I was carrying a rocket launcher and two, oh my god, sticky grenades, Simtex, and trying to throw that at the tanks and also shooting my rockets at them, and it was barely doing any lick of damage whatsoever. So to me, honestly, I would love to see them in maybe increase the amount of damage we can do to tanks, maybe lessen the health, I don't know, but for some reason I just feel like as a solo person, if you're wanting to take out these tanks, it's just kind of almost an impossible task unless you have multiple people taking it. And I understand that some people, at least with this game mode, are wanting a lot more teamwork in it. I totally understand that, and again, this is one of those aspects of needing teamwork to take out one of the tanks, but again, I would say a majority of the people that play COD are not in that mindset whatsoever. They're not in that mindset of Battlefield where you play as a class, you have a role set up for you. So to me, honestly, with that in mind, I do feel like the tanks are just kind of in a weird spot where understanding where they need to be at, where they kind of fit in the entire layout of everything, but they are a son of a gun to kind of destroy if you're a solo person. But again, I think that might be one of the reworks that they look forward to. Infinity Ward may be looking at, but at least in my opinion, I feel like, man, oh man, tanks or a son of a gun. So that's just me. All right, spawns. I think spawns have been kind of beaten into the ground, and again, I'll probably pile on with that and just continue to beat the hell out of the horse of spawns. But yeah, spawns are bad in Ground War. They are really atrocious. Not only are you spawning into enemy fire, they're really, again, they're just very inconsistent of where you're going to be spawning at, and especially too if you actually are spawning either in front of the enemy or the enemy's spawning in front of you, and you're actually kind of taking advantage of the bad spawn. So they are in a really bad spot. I really do hope that they get a look at and they get a rework, because out of a lot of gripes, that is one of my glaring issues with just the way that spawns work in Ground War, but also in the game overall. Let's talk about perks. Ghost being one of the ones that I actually have an axe to grind with. Now, mostly in Ground War, I was using Kill Chain. Kill Chain was helping me out so much to get these higher kill streaks. Again, that is how I play this game. I play this game to get the high kill streaks and be able to use them. So Kill Chain was actually a lot of fun to be able to use to get up to that. Now, Ghost, in my opinion, I feel like is a crutch or overpowered perk, because not only are you able to be invisible standing or moving around and stuff like that, but you're also able to do it just standing still and not moving at all, and just maybe peeking a corner or just staying place, and you're not being picked up on the radar. Now, in my opinion, I really do hope that Ghost gets a rework to where it is only active when you're moving around or running or something like that. If you're standing still, I don't think Ghost should be able to work in your favor. I really do believe it only should be used for players that are wanting to move around the map. I feel like that's the way that Ghost has worked in previous Call of Duty games. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't work in this game as well, but I really do think that Ghost just doesn't really fit in this game just by the way it is working currently at this moment. All right, Now, one of the biggest things, okay, look, I could take a lot of different issues in this game, spawns, perks, whatever, weapons, it doesn't matter. My biggest concern in this game, and it's my #1 thing that I wish is fixed in this game, is netcode. Whatever the netcode, TTK, whatever it is in this game, it needs to be reworked, needs to be looked at, because right now, currently, the way it is sitting, gunfights are too inconsistent that it's crazy. It really is. It's very, you definitely noticed it in weekend 1, just with the 6v6 and 10v10. I didn't really notice it too much in Ground War. I think that was just because there were so many players on this map. There were so many interactions, so many different things going on around the map layout and whatnot. But again, netcode, the TTK inconsistencies is something that's just, honestly, to me, if it was the only thing that was fixed, I'd be a happy person. I'd be a happy player, because that makes me feel that gunfights are a lot fair. They're a lot, a lot more consistency going on, knowing that, hey, you know what? Instead of there being a bad netcode or bad internet connection, it was just me being a bad player, missing my shots or something like that. If the netcode and everything is consistent, and gunfights do feel consistent, they do feel fair, I feel like you're gonna have a lot more people less mad at the game than currently right now. Again, it's just one of my biggest complaints. I literally could take everything else wrong in this game, but if the netcode or whatever is just not fixed, it's just one of those things. I'm like, man, this is a bad experience. I'm having a terrible time with engagements and not feeling fair. I feel like the game more or less would be cheating me than me just being a bad player and having bad engagements. So again, I know that's one of those things that Infinity Ward is wanting to push forward. They're wanting to have players feel like they're having fair fights. They feel like, you're not being cheated out on anything, that everything feels consistent, and I hope it is. I really do. Look, there's a lot of things in this game, at least in this beta, that Infinity Ward has seen as something that they need to improve prior to the game's launch. Again, me thinking positive, me trying to be optimistic about this game, I really do hope they get it fixed. I really do. Look, this game could be amazing if some of the things that people are complaining about, some of the things that people have disagreements about in this beta, which again, there is a lot of stuff between weekend 1 and weekend 2. Again, the player base with this game are kind of split back and forth, 50-50. To me, I had a lot of fun in Ground War. I feel like this is going to be the game mode for me, but there are a lot of things that need to be focused on with this game, with the beta, showing a lot of different things, a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of stuff with spawns, whatever that might be. Hell, even skill-based matchmaking. Look, skill-based matchmaking in Ground War, to me, I didn't really feel it so much. But when it came to the other game modes, I think that I felt it a lot. So maybe that was the reason why I liked Ground War so much, because skill-based matchmaking, I felt that I wasn't feeling it in the game. So again, there's a lot of different things that is going on with this game. I think up until launch, hopefully there's a lot of stuff that is fixed in this multiplayer. But again, overall, I did enjoy myself in Ground War. I hope they keep the kill streaks. I hope they keep a lot of the stuff that was in Ground War that I enjoyed. Tanks, I hope, get a rework. I hope spawn points get a rework. Maybe I hope Ghost somehow. There's certain changes to Ghost. The way that perk works out right now. But honestly, I enjoyed myself. I really want to know from you guys, what did you guys think about the game? What did you guys think about Weekend 2 with it introducing a 32v32 game mode? What did you think about it, and did you enjoy it? And what type of things would you guys change for this game mode and overall for the game in general? So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys all next time.